Welcome everyone to this video tutorial. We are going to install Proxmox. This hardware, this PC will be my second node to run my home lab stuff. I have a USB stick already prepared with Ventoy. I have multiple ISO files that I was using to test different Linux distributions. So here we just select the latest Proxmox version, that is the 9.1. We put it boot in normal mode. The Proxmox install wizard, leave the default option, the graphical installer. It's loading the drivers, trying to get an IP, so you can see all the details. And okay, this is the license agreement. Of course, we click agree. This is the destination drive where it's going to be installed. So in this case, it's my NVMe drive. If you had more than one drive, you could select where to install. If you wanted to make changes, if you had, for example, multiple drives, you wanted to do RAID, you could select everything here. But in our case, we have just one drive and we're going to install there. So just leave the default option. And again, we hit next. Now we need to set up location, time zone, and keyboard layout. Setting up the root password, the administration password, and an email. You can change the email later. So here I'm just using a like a fake address. Now the management interface. If you have multiple, like my case here, you can select which one will be your management. I have an Ethernet card and a Wi-Fi one, so I'm leaving the Ethernet to be the management one. I give my server a name and a domain, and set up the IP address for to connect to it remotely. Okay, now we just confirm that everything is properly configured the way we want. And usually I just uncheck this option to reboot after it installs, so I can remove the USB stick and, just to have a bit more control. So now we wait. And congratulations, you have installed Proxmox. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove my USB stick, and just if you want to take note on this IP, if you have like a DHCP assigning an IP to your server, so just take note of that IP address and hit reboot. And once it comes up, it will be ready for you to connect to it using your browser. So we just wait for it to boot, the default boot menu. Yep, now we got to it. Proxmox booting. And that's it. You have your Proxmox running. So here you have at the top the IP address and the port where that you need to use to connect from your browser. So now just open your browser and go to that IP and port. You enter the username that is root and the admin that the password that we used. This valid subscription pop-up, we're going to get rid of it. So yeah, that's your node, that's your server. We can go into more details about how Proxmox works on a different video, but this is it. So what we're going to do now is to run two different scripts just to make our installation ready to be used. These are community scripts. I'll leave the links below. So what we do, just select our node, go to shell, paste the command and hit enter. This is the post install script that will disable some settings that we won't be using. Here it says that I have the modern sources already, so we can safely hit OK. This is the PVE Enterprise repository. It says that it exists. In our case, we're not paying. We are not a paying customer. We are not enterprise. We don't have an enterprise subscription. So we can disable it. Same for the SAP Enterprise, not paying, disable. The PVE no subscription, this is the repository we want. This is, let's say, the free version. So the default option is yes. So we just hit enter. And the PVE test, that is, let's say, the beta repository, it will be added as disable. So we can just hit again yes or no if you want. In my case here, I'll just add it. And the last step here is to disable the subscription pop-up that we got when we first logged in. So if you don't disable it, you're going to get it every time. So disable, just to remember to support PVE development. If you want to pay, have support, etc., etc. So just a quick warning, right? High availability. If you don't plan to use this in a high availability, like multiple nodes, you can disable to save some RAM, CPU, and disk space. If you disable it now and you add a second node later, you can enable. In my case here, I'm planning to use this as a second node and use high availability, so I'll just leave it running. I won't disable. Update, always good. Now, patience. A reboot recommended. Yes, we reboot. Once it comes back, there's a second script that we need to run. So again, we just open our node, go to the shell, paste the command. This is the microcode script. It detected my CPU, Intel. Now it's listing the available packages. So I'm selecting the latest one from February 2026. And once it's done, it's not going to prompt you for a reboot or anything. It'll just say that it's done, and then you need to reboot it. So you can just click reboot at the top. And that's it. Your Proxmox server is ready to be used. You're ready to create your first VMs, your first containers. So this we're going to do on the next video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.